Welcome to yoga. Today we're going to be starting in a seated position for centering. So come onto a seat. You can sit on a blanket to raise your hips up a little if you'd like. And we're going to be moving toward pigeon pose, and along the way doing some movements and poses that again might help with lower back discomfort. So come to a comfortable seat, Sukhasana, that's easy pose, and close your eyes and feel your connection to the earth, to the mat, your foundation. Press into your sit bones. So those are the bottom of your pelvis there. So just to start right off, sitting in chairs and in proper seated posture can contribute to a lot of lower back discomfort or pain. And I notice that when I'm sitting on our couch watching TV at night, I'm really slumped back, sitting with more pressure on the back of the sacrum than on the sit bones. So in this beginning posture here, make sure you're balanced on your sit bones and lengthen your spine. Eyes are closed. Lengthen up lightly through the crown of your head. So some effort here, some core engagement, as opposed to supine on the floor. Find a comfortable place for your hands. Actually, bring your one hand to your belly and one hand to your chest, upper chest, your heart. So just begin by bringing your awareness inside and follow your breath. So don't change it in any way, but just become aware of your breath. So the transition from outer to inner, from thinking mind to feeling mind. Just feel the movement of your body in response to the in and out breath through your nostrils. So even though there's some core engagement here which restricts the diaphragm moving down on the inhale, you still will feel your belly rise under your hand a little bit on the inhale, and all the way up so that the hand on your heart space rises there as your upper rib cage, your rib cage expands. So inner awareness, sensitivity to the movement of your body with breath. And just relax whatever you can as we do in Tadasana. Hold the form, hold the upright spine. You're not pressing into your feet here, but you're pressing into the sit bones, lightly, gently. Gently lifting your top of your head toward the ceiling. But relax your face, your jaw. Let your teeth be slightly apart. Relax your neck. Let your shoulders come down from the ears, shoulder blades melt together on the back so your chest is open. Let your weight sink into your sit bones where it's touching the mat. Feet are touching the mat. Let your legs sink down. And Gently begin to deepen your breath, slow it down, even it out. Minimal effort here. You can start Ujjayi pranayama, which helps you regulate your breath. Just the narrowing of the glottis that makes a gentle sound in your head can help you with your focus. If you don't like Ujjayi, then just deepen, lengthen, even out your breath. About 30 more seconds, I'll keep track. Stay with your breath. Stay with the sensations in your body. Relax wherever you can. And now bring your hands back to your legs in a comfortable position. Open your eyes. And we're going to just start with some simple movements, finding the range of motion in our neck today. So begin to make very small circles with your nose, as if you're drawing a circle with your nose. Start very small. Please move slowly. You can inhale as your nose goes up. Exhale as your nose comes down. Gradually make your circles bigger. Moving slowly, gently deepening the pose. Gently and gradually increasing your circles. Noticing if there are any catchy, sticky places in your neck, in your cervical spine. And moving carefully there. And then pause and make your circles go in the other direction. Again, starting small. Continuing your slow, deep, even breath and moving in slow motion. Just seeing how the cervical spine is doing right now. We can carry a lot of tension in the neck, shoulders, or you might have a physical condition, as I do, it's arthritis in the cervical spine. So you need to have not judgment, but compassion and listen to your body when we're doing movements in that area. And then pause, come back to center, and turn your head to the right. Bring your left hand up to your cheek, left cheek, and for a count of 3, press your hand into your cheek and your cheek into your hand. 1, 2, 3. Keep the hand there, but relax the pressure, and we'll do that 2 more times. Press, 2, 3, really relax, 2, 3, and last time, press, 2, 3, relax. Bring your head back to center and turn to the left, right hand to right cheek. We'll do the same thing 3 times. Press, 2, 3. So your head isn't moving here, you're pressing against your hand. 2, 3, release. And bring your head back to center. Now take your right ear toward your right shoulder. Left fingertips can come down to the ground. So you lengthen out your left arm. And then take your right hand on top of your head and just let it rest there. And then we're going to press the head into the hand for a count of 3, just like we did in the other postures. So head into hand, hand into head, press, 2, 3, release, 2, 3. 2 more times. Press, 2, 3, release, 2, 3. Stretching the left side of the neck. 2, 3, release, 2, 3. Okay, right arm down, head back to center. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Stretch out your right arm, fingertips on the mat to keep that shoulder from coming up to the ear. Left hand on your left head, so make sure your face is painting not down, but right straight forward. And then press, 2, 3, release, 2, 3. Press, 2, 3, release, 2, 3. One more time. Press, 2, 3, release. Left hand comes back down. Now take your fingers, intertwine behind the back of your head, the base of your skull. Let your chin come toward your chest, and we're going to press head into hands, hands into head again. Same thing. So press, 2, 3, lengthening the back of the neck. Release, 2, 3. Press, 2, 3. Release, 2, 3. Press, 2, 3. Release, 2, 3. Okay, then bring your hands down and come on over to your back. Bring your legs straight up, feet up toward the ceiling, feet are flexed. Bring your arms reaching up toward the ceiling. Spread your finger bases, spread your toes. And now begin to find the range of motion in your ankles and wrists by carefully just rotating them in both directions. Slowly, feeling what's there. And you can flex and extend a few times. Windshield wipe. And then draw both knees into your chest. Apanasana. And don't squeeze them in as tight as you can. Just gently squeeze them in. And then rotate, maybe rock right and left on the back of your sacrum. And then come to stillness. Bring your knees over your hips and your hands onto your knees. And just as we did with our neck head circles, we're going to start with small circles, circling the knees around the hips. So move slowly. Keep your breath. Slow circles. Knees can move in the same direction or opposite directions. I like opposite directions, but you might like to do the same direction. But start with small circles, gradually making your circles bigger, bringing your knees farther out and closer together. Feeling sensation in your hips, feeling any differences. Gradually working out your range of motion. Gradually and gently warming up the muscles around your hips. Also, your shoulders here are involved. And slow that down, and beginning with small circles in the opposite direction. So just emphasis here on slowly seeing where your range of motion is, where you might encounter a sticky place or even a painful place, and just work in your range today, listening to your body, but not starting with any preconceptions. So you might be able to do more than you think you can, but you should never strive and override what your body's telling you. So don't try to get into a pose because of what you think you should be doing. Let your body tell you what's right for it. Okay, then pause and come back to center with that, and bring your feet to the mat, hip width apart, knees bent, arms out, shoulder height. And we're going to start with windshield wipes with the neck. So just gently bring your gaze over to the left. On the exhale, inhale back to center. Exhale, gaze to the right. Just a few neck windshield wipes with your breath. Inhale, center, exhale, side. Again, being aware of any sensation in your neck. And then the next time you inhale to center, we'll next start with the next exhale. We'll continue the neck and add the windshield wipers with the legs. So as you exhale, your neck can go with the knees, or your gaze can go with the knees or in the opposite direction, or just stay in the middle. So now you're noticing sensation in the hips, and you're beginning to bring some twisting into the spine. So adjust these windshield wipes to what feels best for you. You might want to bring your feet further apart. You might want to lift your feet off the mat, keeping your knees over your hips, and do windshield wipes with your feet off the mat. Brings a little more core into it. So find what you're feeling like today and what your body's up to today. And the next time you come to center, pause. Raise your right foot up toward the ceiling. Externally rotate your right toes and bring your right ankle to your left knee. So figure 4. So just take a couple breaths with your foot on the floor, just like this, with your right knee out. And then take your hands behind your thigh and see how it is to draw the left knee in. So you're getting a little deeper into the pose here. Don't go all the way. Don't go to your maximum place. Start small, and then gradually with each breath you might move deeper into the pose. So inhale is always a lengthening and broadening. Exhale, a softening. Perhaps that left knee comes a little closer without you pulling hard on it, just letting it come in. Perhaps the right hip opens up a little bit. Right foot is flexed. So just see for a few breaths if you can find any release here, any opening, gradually deepening the pose breath by breath. Stopping when you feel like you've gotten to your edge and you're not forcing anything. You're just letting your body release into the pose. Now bring your left foot back to the mat. Uncross your legs, right foot back to the mat. Just lift your hips up a little bit and tap your sacrum on the mat. Push your feet away so you slide up and down on your back of your pelvis. Then raise your left leg to the ceiling. Externally rotate the toes. Bring your left ankle to your left knee. Couple breaths right here. Just noticing the sensation of having your left hip abducted, flexed, and externally rotated. And then draw your right knee into your chest. Left foot is flexed. And with your breath, staying with the sensations of your body and your feeling mind, gradually let your body deepen into the pose. Inhale, expansion, exhale, softening. Not forcing anything. So this pose is also called pigeon on the back. So when we get to the pigeon in the traditional prone position, this is an option if the pigeon on the front is contraindicated for you. Now bring the right foot down, the left foot down. Hug your knees into your chest for a minute and take a rock right and left. And best way for you, roll up or come onto your side and come over to all fours. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to do a few cat-cows with the same approach. Slowly on an inhale. Don't go to your full spinal extension. Just start easy. Exhale, spinal flexion. Not the full extent. Just get into it slowly, maybe a little deeper with each breath. Cat-cow. So the low back pain poses and movements that are helpful are lengthening the spine and moving the spine in all its directions, flexion, extension, twisting, rotation. We've done some twisting. We extended in the seated posture. And we'll move into some of the other ones. And so the movement helps. Okay, then bring that to stillness. And we're going to take our hands out about 1 hand width forward and begin circling our hips around the knees. We're going to start with small circles. Small circles, getting bigger. And if you want to come forward a little more, so the shoulders come over your wrist, making your circles bigger. Moving slowly, gradually, checking out the range of motion. You can bend your elbows if you want to bring a little barrel rolling into it. Slow, gradually moving deeper. Finding out what feels good in your body. So you're getting some side flexion here. Depending on how deeply you're going, you're getting all the movements of the spine and also shoulder movements. Slow it down. Begin the circles in the opposite direction, starting slow. Noticing any difference in this side. And gradually making your circles bigger. Perhaps bringing in some side stretching as you come out wide. Bending your elbows, bringing your hips way back. Find whatever place feels really good. And then slow that down. Come back into, let your hips come all the way back into child's pose. You might want to have your knees wide here and big toes together, wide-legged child's pose. So in child's pose, as you release right down into the mat, release as much as you can in a position that feels really good for you. Couple more breaths. And then come back to all fours. Walk your hands up again about a hand's width. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Engage your core. Keeping your elbows tucked right into your body and your core engaged. Keep your hips up. Slowly lower your chest and chin toward the mat. And then after they're down, let your legs come out behind you and come onto your front body. Forehead on the mat. Arms by your sides. Palms face in. You're on the tops of your feet. Tuck your tailbone. Press your pelvis into the mat. On an inhale, lift your arms, your chest, your head, your legs, lengthen out long. Don't think about high, think about long. Exhale down. 2 more times in movement. Locust pose. Inhale. Reach back with your feet, your arms, and forward with your head. Exhale, forehead down. 1 more. Exhale. Now feeling the inhale lift you up. We're going to hold this time. So inhale up. Keep breathing. Inhale lifts. Exhale maybe down a little bit. Inhale lift. Exhale down. 1 more breath if you can. Now bring your hands, stack your hands under your forehead. Relax down, take some resting breaths here. Release everything right down. Come back to your breath. Heavy, heavy into the mat. Let everything go down. bring your hands under your shoulders. Come back up to all fours. Tuck your toes and bring your hips back up into downward facing dog. Lengthen your spine. So this is elongating your spine. Take any movement to get into this pose. You might want to pedal your feet a little bit. If you're ready for still, you might want to bend your knees a lot and send your tailbone up. Make sure your neck is loose. And you can keep moving or come into stillness for a couple breaths. But get into the pose gradually using your breath. Inhale, lengthen your tailbone. Exhale, chest falls toward thighs. Strong arms reaching down through the heels. Now walk your feet up to your hands. Come into a standing forward bend, Uttanasana. Keeping as much bend in your knees as is right for you. Then bring your hands to your shins. Come up halfway with a flat back. Lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into the mat. Come all the way up. Hands overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Mountain pose. Lift, spread your toes. Press down evenly into the four corners of your feet. Tuck your tailbone, chest lifts, shoulders back and down. Spread your finger bases, palms face forward, and lengthen up through the crown of your head. Now release any excess tension, but keep your form. Relax your face. Close your eyes if you have the balance. Slow, deep, even breath. Awareness to your feet. Really feel your feet gently pressing into the earth. Your big toe mound, your little toe mound, the back corners of your heel. And we'll begin some half sun salutations with chair. Inhale, your arms go up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, hips back, come into chair, arms of your choice. Exhale up, arms around Anjali Mudra. Two more just like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Keep your finger bases spread. Inhale, chair. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair, strong legs. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. And we're going to do some balance. So we're starting from mountain pose. Balance is foundation, core, drishti, something that's not moving. So this is going to be a 2-foot balance with a sun breath. So we're going to inhale, palms are spread, arms come out. As your arms come to your shoulders, come up onto your toes, reach up. Exhale as your arms come down, your heels come down. Just like that. A few more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. So move slowly. This is a good place to focus on your feet. Making sure you're pressing equally into the big toe, little toe side as you come up. Notice any tendencies you have to maybe come to the outer edge of your foot, which I do, And if you would like to try holding in the raised position, go ahead and do that. Keep breathing, but stay up on your toes. And then come down, and you're at the front edge of your mat, so I'm going to turn sideways to you. And have two, this is where you should have 2 blocks. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. So if you need to pause and get 2 blocks, if you have 2 blocks or books, this is a time to have them. So inhale, arms go up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, bring your hands to the mat, step back. Sorry. There's also a good time to have a blanket for your knees if you need that. So you're going to step your right foot back and come into a low lunge. So the blocks, if you have them, or books, are going to be to put your hands on. This makes this much more accessible. I recommend everybody do it if you have a block. You can be on your right toes, or you can have your foot flat to the mat. A blanket is helpful if you have sensitive knees. So just a low lunge here. Your left knee is over your left ankle, and you're opening up the right hip, stretching the psoas, that psoas muscle we talked about, which also is good for stretching it out, is helpful for low back strain. Now you can stay right here, lengthening out your spine, opening the front of the right hip. You can bring your hands to your left knee. You can bring your hands up to make a little back bend out of it. So find what feels good for you in low lunge, and take a few breaths. Your breath should be slow, deep, and even, and see if you can get a little deeper into the lunge. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, perhaps sink a little forward with your hips. Now rock back, bring your left knee back to meet your right, and come to stand on your knees. We're going to go to the other side by just bringing your right foot forward and your hands to the blocks. This is a case where props, even if you can do this with your hands on the mat, you can sometimes get a little more out of it with your hands raised up. So find your position in low lunge here, whether you want to bring your hand to your knee or your arms up. You don't have to do what you did on the other side. Inhale, lengthen your spine, reach up or out. Exhale, just see if your body can open up a little bit more, come a little deeper. Find the place where it feels good. Your body will tell you if it's right by feeling the sensations you get. One more breath. Bring your hands back to the mat. And we'll move into pigeon right from here. So you're on all fours. You're going to bring your right knee up to the outside a little bit of toward your right wrist. And then slide your left leg back. You're on the top of your foot. Turn to look and make sure that that leg is straight back. And just stay in a raised position for a few breaths. If it's too much on your knee, you can bring that foot back toward your body. So shin can be close to parallel to the short edge of your mat, or you can have it back more, back more. So So lengthen your spine, and then you may want to come down onto your forearms and support your head perhaps on a block or your hands. Or you may want to bring your chest down, rest them on your stacked hands. So find the position for your upper body. You want your hips to be level, so you might want to put something under your right hip here if it's way up in the air. So just take a few seconds, a little bit of time to find where you can hold here. This is a strong pose. There's a big stretch in your hip. So the left leg is in the back position as we did in the low lunge. And the right hip is in a different position. So you're going to feel a stretch in the front of the left hip, the psoas muscle, and a stretch in the outer right hip. Breathe and see if you can move into the pose with your breath. Release on the exhale. Expand on the inhale. Stay calm. So the opening of the hips is also helpful with low back strain. And then use your hands to bring yourself back up. Take your left foot round to the outside of your right thigh. Right hand comes to left knee, left hand behind you. Before you start to twist, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Lengthen, then pull your belly in, exhale, and twist from the lower to the upper spine. Don't force it. Just twist to where you're comfortable. Take a few breaths. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Perhaps soften, twist a little more, but don't pull yourself. Let it happen. And then unwind from the top down. Head comes around first, then shoulders. Undo your legs. Come back to all fours. And we'll do pigeon on the other side. So your left knee comes to the outside of your left wrist. Foot might be up toward your right wrist or further back toward your body. Lengthen out your right leg. You're on the top of the right leg. Check it to make sure it's straight. Before you lower down, lengthen out and up. And then inquire into moving down, perhaps to your forearms. Perhaps head down, whatever is comfortable. Where you feel sensation, there is a lot of sensation here. It should not be pain. And this is a good place to practice being in a somewhat uncomfortable configuration. But just notice that you can still breathe. So breathe. Follow your breath. Let your breath lead your body into the pose. So inhale, lengthen, send the breath to the sensation area. Exhale, soften. Let your body know through the breath that it's supported. Everything is supported here. If your mind is starting to wander, perhaps tell some stories. Please come back to the breath and the sensation. And then inhale, bring yourself back up, swing that right leg around, coming to the outside of the left knee. Right foot, lengthen up first. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist from your lower spine around without jamming anything. Keep your spine really long. Belly in, create a little space for the movement. Relax your face. One more breath. And then come around, your head first, shoulders, legs. Unwind your legs and come onto your back. Have a block handy. So you're on your back, bring your hands out shoulder height. Take a few rounds of windshield wipe just to bring some movement into the hips after we've been holding for a while. Choose the windshield wipe that feels best for you. Move slowly. Windshield wipes, notice if there's any difference in how your windshield wipes feel from the beginning of class. And then bring your knees back to center, grab your block. Lift your hips up and place the block under your sacrum, the flat side of the block. Under your sacrum, so it's not on your spine, it's on the back of your pelvis. And you can stay right here in supported bridge. Just kind of a cooling down compensation for what we've been doing. Or you can lift your legs up toward the ceiling in supported shoulder, half shoulder stand. You can move your ankles around. So both of these poses are inversions. And you should choose the one that feels best for you today. Just going to be here for a couple of minutes. Stay in your body. Stay with your breath. Breath is slow, deep, and even. Let go of any effort not needed. So the focus today, my intention through the practice was to use the breath to deepen poses, to come in to poses slowly, to find your edge, what is best for your body, not going too far or too not far enough. And to be very mindful of being in our feeling mind, not thinking, not doing what our mind is telling us, but what our body is telling us. Okay, then if you've got your legs up, bring your feet to the mat. Press into your feet. We'll take the block away and come into your form of Shavasana for today. So get any props you need, whether it's a blanket under your knees or a weight bag on your belly, your eye bag. I tried a new Shavasana today, which is I just stretched my legs out. So I was kind of in that star pose, arms out above, spread out, legs spread out. And that to try a different position. As long as it's symmetrical and comfortable and effortless. Surrender. Feel the support. Feel that you are totally supported. Your body is totally supported. Just sink into your mat. Supported, safe, breathing, alive. You have everything you need right here in this moment. Gently bring your awareness back to the space. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring small movements into your fingers, your toes. Slowly, as we've been practicing, increase perhaps to a stretch. And gradually bring yourself over onto your side. Scan your body. Stay with your body, what your body's feeling. Just notice. Notice how your breath is at the end of practice. Notice how your emotional and mental states are. And use your arms to bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. Keep your eyes closed. We will end practice as we began it in Sukhasana, easy pose. So press down into your sit bones, lengthen up through the crown of your head, tall, straight spine. Slow, deep breath. Inhale, bring your arms out to the side, shoulder height, palms face front. Exhale, cross the right arm under the left and take a hold of opposite shoulders. Give yourself a hug. Rock yourself, pat yourself on the shoulders. Inhale, arms out again, reach out, fingers spread. Exhale, left arm under right. Give yourself another hug. And then let your hands come to heart space. Push your fingers together, thumbs into the sternum. Lightly bow your chin. Have gratitude for your body which supports you in so many ways. Do all that you can to support your body. Have gratitude to yourself for coming to yoga practice today, for moving your body, stretching, strengthening, especially for listening to your body and giving it what it needs. And I thank you for sharing practice. I sure wish I could see you in person. I just imagine you out there. And I'm grateful that you're practicing still. And the light that is in me bows to and honors the same light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much. I hope everybody's well. I hope you're getting to get out a little bit more, doing things outside safely, perhaps even seeing other people in safe ways. And I'll be back next week, so see you then. Bye-bye.